This is DS Jackhammer. This is another edition of the Spectre. It's a little, not that it's like any big deal or special, but this is actually where I did my first video 10 years ago in this room. I was back home at my folks, and I just brought the camera along. I wanted to do another episode. Didn't have time to do it at home before I left. When I came up here to visit. And So yeah, this is been doing this for 10 years. Most of what I talk about on this show, if anyone's discovered this channel, is I do a lot of typical stuff like movie reviews, make fun of old TV shows or talk about a topic. I lately, more or less, I really don't like talking about politics too terribly much. So I like to do, I do outdoor, somewhat a few kind of urbex videos, but nothing really too extreme, or anything like that. I don't get out much, especially now, because I live in the Northeast and it's extremely cold here. So, none of that for now, but, I plan on doing more of those videos when the weather is more, forgiving. So, but yeah, it's like late, I can't sleep, it's like 3:45 in the morning, so, and that's when I used to do these videos, was late at night, because my fiance would be at work or crashed out, so I would make some videos or whatever, and shit like that. Usually you'd see my cats in the background or something like that. And when we lived in Williamsport, right now we live in Bloomsburg. But where I work now. Yeah, I work. I have to actually have a job. I don't have a monetized channel, and I don't use Patreon or anything like that. I just really, my channel doesn't get enough views to approach that or anything like that. But I could, I guess, if I wanted to use Patreon, I could. I don't really, I have so many other things in life. When you have a job and stuff like that, and you can't work at your passion and make that and monetize that, so to speak, you got to do what you got to do. So I would love to do what I like doing for a living. My background is in broadcast. I went to school for that. I worked in radio when I was in high school, and so this sort of just provides me with an outlet to just talk about topics and do whatever the hell I want creatively. It's a little difficult to do something cool and elaborate when you're I don't have any collaborators or anything like that to do this with, that have the same sort of interest in, I guess, I don't want to use the word vision, but yeah. So that's basically, what my channel is kind of comprised of. So there's hundreds of videos, backlog of videos. I don't know exactly. I mean, I get some of the comments, questions, threats from people and things like that. The threats I find kind of funny, but because there's just obviously just cranks and trolls and shit like that. But and if you don't like my video, don't watch my freaking channel. If you do like, subscribe it. Click the notification bell, whatever. Great. If you don't, I get that there's millions of other, better videos and better channels than this thing, in the YouTube ocean of mostly garbage and shit. But I shouldn't say that. But the thing that's interesting with YouTube is now, like, everybody's a pundit, and they go back and forth. I mean, I started watching, like, The Amazing Atheist, I think, early on when I got into YouTube. I was uploading videos and kind of just doing whatever before, talking or just shit I shot, like whatever it was. just more or less kind of home movies. And yeah, it's my phone. If you're wondering, little James Bond enters the room music. So anyway, but yeah, that's what it was. It was kind of just Wild West, sort of back and forth until they started really controlling YouTube creators with monetization and, you know, censoring them and things like that. There was a guy named Rob Dyke. He had to change his name to Rob Gavigan recently. He did the Seriously Strange, Twisted Tens. He had kind of a, you know, a one of those creepy, you know, kind of murder shows, and not just about murder, but a lot of oddball, cool topics. It was, and his channel was cool. I mean, now it's more, obviously it's because of the, you know, demonetization. Him and some other channels kind of suffered a lot, and they didn't put out as, you know, videos as frequently and stuff like that. And that's kind of what happened with that. It's just with anything, the minute people start kind of prospering on it, they start, well, not everybody here, you know, we don't want to, well, it has to do with advertisers. I mean, they don't want to put their products before a particular video about murder, or what if it's some, like, you know, right-wing, psycho, white supremacist, alt-right piece of shit. You know, they don't want their, you know, Oreo cookies doesn't want to put their... Why did I pick Oreo cookies out of all? I just randomly thought of Oreo cookies when I thought about that. Oreo cookies doesn't want to proceed a racist because Oreo cookies are black and white, obviously signifying racial unity. But anyway, yeah. So that's kind of what's happened with YouTube. I haven't, you know, of course, experienced that, but I've heard a lot of the people who do make a living off of it having a great deal of, you know, experiencing quite a bit of, let's say, financial strife. But I don't even know how. I mean, I'm amazed some people are able to make a living off of YouTube the way that they have been since its inception. So, but it's fun. I mean, I just enjoy it as an outlet, and that's it, pretty much. And this wasn't really a video about anything in particular. It was just, you know, I was here, happened to be here, thought I would just do a little, you know, this is kind of what my channel's about video. And if you would, you know, want to subscribe or whatever, you want to, if you enjoy any of my content, you know, cool. It's late, you have to forgive me. I'm usually, well, not that I'm all that coherent most times, but I assure you I'm sober and clean, and it's just like almost 4 in the morning, and I gotta get up and early tomorrow. So it's, yeah, well, early today, later this morning, and it's like minus 20 degrees out. God only knows at this point. But yeah. So with that said, coming from Quiggleville, where I grew up, this is D.S. Yoxheimer. This has been another edition of the Spectre. Like, subscribe, click the notification bell if you want to be notified whenever I have any new videos up. And I promise this year, as a New Year's resolution, to increase the quality of my videos and cover a lot more topics. I did already mention in my last video that if you have any ideas, suggestions for topics you'd like me to cover, please do so. And take care.